Hello, 21st century leaders and coaches, and welcome to the Kata Dojo. Today, Tracy and I will practice deepening questions for the coach, and as always, we will focus on a specific phase of the coaching kata. We hope you enjoyed today's episode, and as always, make use of the pause button to reflect for yourself after each sequence before you continue watching. What is the actual condition now?
During the last run, only one throw was a hit. Therefore, we have to move the lower clip further to the back.
Why do you want to move the lower clips?
Because they're too far in the front.
But how do you know that that really is a problem?
I just know this from my experience with the process. If we can change the position of the clips, we will reach the target.
Oh, are you really sure?
Of course I'm sure.
Welcome back, and let's reflect on what we just observed. Here are 4 questions for you to do so. Number 1, what is the problem with the improver's answer to the first question the coach asks in this sequence? Number 2, what is your expected answer to this question of the coach? Or in other words, what's your reference for a good answer to this question of the coaching kata? Number 3, what is the problem with the reaction of the coach we see in this sequence? And number 4, how would you have reacted as a coach? Press the pause button right now, reflect, and write down your answers. You've probably realized that the improver's first answer contains a countermeasure rather than describing facts and data about the current condition. The coach jumps for it and even challenges the personal experience of the improver, ending it with a closed question. In the next sequence, the coach will try to analyze and reflect more deeply on the current condition first before we move on to the next phase of the coaching kata. What is the actual condition now?
We don't hit the target precisely enough.
What do you mean by not precisely enough?
Well, the hit rate is at 20%, but with this bad material quality, that's the best possible.
So what's the problem with the material quality?
The supplier always delivers different paper sizes.
But we can't change that right now. So what else can you do to reach your target condition?
Well, if the material quality from the supplier doesn't change, we will not be able to get any better here.
Welcome back, and let's reflect on what we just observed. Here are 4 questions for you to do so. Press the pause button right now, reflect, and write down your answers. You've probably realized that the first answer of the improver is very unspecific and does not contain any data. The coach tries to stay in phase 2 of the coaching kata, but the deepening question he uses is very unspecific and does not help the improver to reflect more deeply on the data of the actual condition. Then, when the improver mentions an obstacle, the coach jumps for analyzing it and thus moves to phase 3 of the coaching kata. In the end, the coach even gives directive as what not to do. In our last sequence today, we'll observe a coaching cycle that goes fairly well. The coach avoids jumping to other phases of the coaching kata. Instead, he asks specific deepening questions to help the improver reflect on the data of the actual condition. Try to observe a pattern in the coach's behavior in the following sequence. What is the actual condition now?
We don't hit the target precisely enough.
Okay, and what is the actual condition regarding your outcome metric?
Currently, we have a hit rate of only 20%.
And what is the actual condition regarding your process metric?
The flight distance is at 200 centimeters and has a variation of 80 centimeters.
So what did you learn from taking your last step? Let's reflect on this coaching sequence. Here are 4 questions for you. Number 1, what is the coach's reference for a good answer? So what is he comparing the improver's answers to? Number 2, what deepening questions do you hear the coach using here? Number 3, what kind of tip is the coach applying here? And number 4, how will you apply this tip in your coaching cycles? Press the pause button right now, reflect, and write down your answers. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and see you again next time in the Kata Dojo.